Capricorn, how are you? This is my third attempt at this reading for you, and I am determined to get this out because the cards are screaming at me. This message feels so big and so important. The first time I tried to record this, I attempted to do it with my little daughter next to me, and that went about as well as could be expected, which is fine. But I didn't want to reshuffle the cards and start anew because they're so loud. So I got everything set up here after they're in bed and really started getting in flow with delivering this message, and my entire computer shut down on itself. But we're persisting because this message feels that big, and I feel very excited. I've been thinking about it since I pulled the cards earlier to get into this for you. So I am cleansing the energy for a third time, and we are persisting. We're going to get this message out for you, Capricorn. So here's the cards. Okay. I had them all nice and neat, so forgive me if things look a little jumbled at this point. The Five of Pentacles here is your past energy. Five of Pentacles reversed. And it really felt like your circumstances were not going to change without some kind of divine intervention or a miracle. In the midst of all this, I can see how, because I have some Capricorns in my life that I know intimately and love very deeply, and I understand this. You remain in this King of Wands energy. You're passionate about the things that you are working on. It takes a lot to really get you down. You are nothing if not persistent. And so perhaps that energy of me having to persist to get this reading flowing and recorded and out to you is indicative of who you are as a human being. You're a visionary, you're creative, you have a lot of ideas. I feel like you're an idea person, and you're also incredibly grounded and logical, rational. You have a lot of big ideas, but you also know how to put in the work to ground them into reality. And it might take a decade or more. And there may be a lot of times where you feel like I have these dreams. I know I could do it, but I just would need some kind of miracle or divine intervention in my life to be able to see them come into fruition. There's something coming up ahead for you that I think is really important. The Six of Pentacles really stands out to me because it looks like someone is throwing someone else a lifeline. And there's this kind of, I don't know. I mean, they're kind of a masked, dark figure. Like you can't make out who they are in this image. And I feel like maybe that person or entity is a bit unknown to you still. Maybe they made themselves known to you, or it seems like there is the idea of a lifeline in your vicinity. And truly, I think you're finally in a place where you're more open than you have ever been to allow someone to help you. I do. I think you're in a place more now than you have ever been where you're open to allowing help in whatever way that looks like for you. Perhaps you're a very independent person, but you're so overburdened, and this weight you've been carrying around your neck has been going on for so long. This weight on your shoulders, that you're finally in a place where you're willing to say, okay, I'm willing to take a different road if you open it up for me. Where I think in the past, perhaps it's been easier, or maybe easier isn't the right word. It's felt safer to keep trudging along on the well-worn, known path for you than to entertain an idea of stepping outside of a comfort zone, even if the well-worn path was exhausting and taking every bit of energy and willpower and joy out of your life. I do think you have other joys in your life, but it just feels like a very heavy weight that you've been carrying. And what I think is coming up here with the Lovers is a really big choice. And this could look different for different people. Someone like this dark figure up here, and when I say dark, I don't mean like bad. I just mean kind of veiled is maybe a better way to describe this. A surprising figure, someone you never suspected or anticipated, or just someone you don't even know, could be offering you some kind of lifeline, an opportunity for a change that could really bring about miracles in your life. And you are finally in a place where you don't really have your heels dug in, like you're more open to that than you've ever been. You're a lot more open to it, like a flowing give and take energy with others, with the universe, with whatever cards are handed to you. And I'll be really honest with you, Capricorn. I think in the past there's been a lot of fear of scarcity, which when we think about your sign, Capricorn, is in the middle of winter. So this is part of who you are. You are inherently mindful of your resources, of having enough to get through hard times, to weather storms. And so I think you've been weathering a storm so long. I kind of feel like I'm repeating that message, but I think that you're finally in a place where you're extending your hand upward, like, okay, I will grab the lifeline now. So what is this exactly? Because we have, oh, look at that. I didn't intend to do that, but everything in a reading is intentional. We have the 10 of Swords here reversed. Yeah, I mean, my question was going to be, what is this choice that's coming up for you? And I was very drawn to the Ace of Wands reversed next to the Ace of Pentacles upright. And I think this choice is going to be a very clear one, quite frankly. As I look at this, I think there could be an opportunity for more stability, more resources, and that could look like different things. An example that I'm being given right now is you have a long commute for a job and you're offered another job with less of a commute. And so this is inherently going to benefit your resources. I mean, okay, I got so many things going through my brain right now. This is inherently going to benefit your resources because it's less wear and tear on your car, less gas, more time to do the things that you enjoy than being stuck in a car. I definitely see, if we're using this job scenario, which could be very likely for many people listening, some kind of pay raise. Also a raise in your leadership, if that makes sense. Like maybe you have been the person doing a lot of grunt work, and this new position, you'll be over other people doing the grunt work that you used to do. But that inherently comes with its own set of new responsibilities, which may be even heavier than what you had been carrying before. So there's a lot of, in regard to this decision that you're going to have to make coming up here, there's a lot of things to weigh, pros and cons. But I think ultimately, I just heard dead in the water. Where you currently are is dead in the water. And so I think you're going to be making the right decision, and it will be pretty easy for you to make that decision when it's offered to you. And this feels fairly imminent, this decision coming up. I'm hearing something with Uranus moving into Gemini kind of puts wheels in motion where there had been a stagnant energy before, and Uranus moved into Gemini. I'm recording this on April 25th at 9:36 p.m. So it literally moved into Gemini an hour and a half ago, my time. So this is that, and I have goosebumps and chills as I say that. Just, this is an imminent energy is what I'm getting at here. Again, it doesn't matter if you come across this reading 3 years into Uranus and Gemini. There's some energy here. Uranian, I think, is more specific. Where it's an out of the blue, it feels like a divine intervention, a miraculous type energy out of the blue, which is a very Uranian energy. Yeah. But you're ready, you're more than ready to lay down these wands, to try something new, to grab that lifeline, grab that rope when you're at the bottom of the well. And I don't think this is going to be a hard decision, because I do feel like having some more material grounded stability, even if it might be more work in other ways or a learning curve, that stability feels very freeing for you and exciting. Okay. Well, the computer hasn't shut down yet, so let's keep going. What else? Ooh, look at that. Interesting. We have the Emperor, Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, and Five of Cups reversed. So Spirit's wanting to let you know that whatever this offer is, whatever it's in relation to, and remember, I'm just using the job thing as an example. It definitely could resonate for someone, but this could be in some other significant area of your life, a relationship that's tired, that you're tired of battling, and something comes through to kind of cut through the noise and stagnancy and makes you feel like, okay, I don't want this anymore. Like I want something better for myself, where maybe a relationship was kind of bleeding you dry in more than one aspect of your life. So this could be playing out in different ways. But for this offer or this choice that's coming up for you to make, they're wanting to let you know that the choice is for the person offering to you. The choice of choosing you is very clear. You really stood above the rest. If there were multiple people they were kind of picking between, you stood above the rest. You seem very confident. Someone who can be a leader, who inherently has that energy about them, but doesn't seem like a tyrant. And you're helping fill a need that they are desperately needing to fill. I do get an energy, particularly back to the job thing. So this could maybe be a corporation or something along those lines, where just to be mindful of any contracts that you sign, and not to get too like head in the clouds about what this may look like. Oh my gosh, they told me to look at the bottom of the deck. So like 7 of Cups is literally what we're talking about right now. That's insane. To not get too dreamy about what this may look like, because it could very well be that it's a corporation. That there may be something in the contract that you want to negotiate before you sign it, where they're trying to cover themselves and you need to cover yourself and look out for you in the long term. It's not a warning. It's just giving you a heads up. This may be a business or a person you're in a relationship with who is very centered on themselves, and they're going to want to protect themselves over you, and you're going to have to be mindful to protect yourself, because while they really need you, they are also a business. I don't know how that would really resonate for you if we're talking about like a toxic relationship that's draining you that we need to leave. But basically, they are out for themselves, and they, in spirit, just want you to be aware, to be cognizant of this, to not feel like because they want you so desperately that they might not put a clause in there that doesn't really work for you long term. I'm kind of sitting here waiting for some kind of example. I mean, they do keep bringing me back to the business thing. So this may be a job offer. You may have been headhunted for something. That's really the big energy that I'm getting here. But for an example, I don't know. You're not going to get paid on holidays. I don't even know if businesses can do that, but maybe they can. I don't know. So, and you're going to be like, that's not going to work for me. I'm definitely going to have to work on Christmas Day. I want time and a half on Christmas Day. I'm just throwing something out there to really thoroughly read the contract. But this does feel like it's bringing color back into your world. Okay, and it is coming in quickly. I feel like in Cancer season, you'll be fully on your way. Yeah. July, you're going to be fully engulfed in this new endeavor. And again, we get this black and white here with the Lover's card. We have black and white here. And the color, what had been really stagnant, boring, black and white is coming in quickly with a lot of vibrancy, fresh energy, color in your world. And it's coming in quickly. So, I would expect before July, you're going to be in this new environment, if you so choose. Now, the Hanged Man is interesting here. When I look at this, I kind of get, you can take your time to make this decision. I don't know that it's going to be a difficult decision to make for you, given the energy that I see here, but you can take your time and look at this from multiple perspectives. And I don't think you're going to make a wrong decision. I don't think you can make a wrong decision, because there's something going on for you where things are like the Wheel of Fortune is moving now in your favor. Things are going to start conspiring for you. And if this doesn't feel aligned for you, it feels like the universe will find something else. Because the whole thing has a very divinely guided feel to it. And I don't know if you're much of even a praying person, but it's coming through to me that in some of your lowest and darkest hours, you have at least spoken out to the universe that you needed help and it was heard. Your prayers, well, I'll be honest with you, what I just heard in my mind was your prayers have been answered. I was going to say your prayers have been heard, but I heard very clearly your prayers have been answered. So if it's not this, if this doesn't feel aligned for you, then something else is going to be made manifest for you that is. And I also heard something here about, the Hanged Man is about perspective, changing your perspective, and a sacrifice too. And I feel like you've been sacrificing for so long that it's helped change your perspective, where you're finally open to this kind of energy of the universe stepping in to make things manifest for you, and more of a surrender kind of feeling. Like we get this with the Six of Pentacles card here. And that change in perspective has made all the difference. To remember that everything you have endured, I just saw 2121 on the timer, that everything that you have endured has been teaching and building something within you to get to this place that you are now. And then we have 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is what we were talking about. This has really been a wish fulfillment, or is going to be a wish fulfillment, that I feel like you put out into the ether in your lowest point. And I keep coming back to the 10 of Wands because I feel like that's the energy that you have been living in. Even though I feel like you are the King of Wands, you have felt like the 10 of Wands, overburdened, exhausted, ready to throw in the towel, but you can't, and you wouldn't because you're a Capricorn. Yeah. Let's see here. What else do I want to get? I wanted to get something from the Citadel deck, actually. I was drawn to it. I don't know if I've used it on the channel before. And, it's a very new deck for me. I was gifted this from my wonderful spouse for Christmas this past year. But I was drawn to this. He's also a Capricorn sun, by the way. So maybe, something here. So what else, Spirit? Any confirming messages? Anything else that you can bring through for Capricorn? Please and thank you. Thank you. All right. We got at least 2, maybe 3. I think we got 3. So the first one we got was the Adventurer. Responsibility and expectations. Yeah, I feel like this is what is coming up for you with this offer. It is going to be a heavier responsibility. There's going to be a lot of expectations placed on you, but it comes with more freedom, more stability, more resources, just an overall, like an unburdening. So while it may be a heavy responsibility, what you're walking into, I also feel very strongly that you're up for the challenge, that you're the perfect person for this. And this is going to open a lot of doors for you moving forward. This feels like a long-term thing. So I don't get the feeling that whatever this offer coming in is something that you're going to do for like a year and then be done with it. This feels like a high-level career move, or a long-term partnership with someone that's very, abundant. That gives back to you as much as you put into it. The Acolyte, new projects and learning. Yeah, this is the vibe that I'm getting here, where it does feel like heavier responsibilities. More expectations are placed upon you, and you're kind of have a new learning curve going on here. But I keep hearing you're up for the challenge. Like, you're up for this. You can do this. You're the perfect person to do this. And then we have the Champion, achievement and downfall. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff with like the hands There's hands being highlighted here on each card. These hands almost kind of look like, now this is very specific, but it kind of looks like someone holding an urn. If you can see that. And so I feel like whatever this is that you do, holds a lot of reverence for the people that you assist. You hold your position with a lot of care and reverence. You're very detail oriented about what you do because you care. You're good at what you do and you care. And that's part of what makes you the perfect person for this. So you might work with your hands a lot. I also feel like you inherently, and this is I'm getting like a very spiritual aspect of you, is you have a lot of healing energy in your hands. Like my hands are very activated right now, even saying this to you. So you know, shaking hands, holding someone's hand, taking care of things in your job with your hands. Everything that you touch is changed for the better because of you. Like, I feel very emotional saying that. You are an incredibly special, caring person. You might even have cancer in your big three somewhere. And I think the individual or the corporation that gets to see you in action or see how caring and giving and heart-centered you are is going to feel incredibly lucky, like they chose the right person. You know, they were not burned, like you're able to put out fires without a lot of fuss or drama. You're able to calm tensions when maybe tension is really high with other people. You're just able to make things work smoothly, and whatever, you know, person, relationship, business has the pleasure to, you know, work with you and see you in action is going to see how special you are. And I feel like, I don't know, the last 10 or 15 years has been building up to this moment. And it feels very divinely aligned for you. If anything, I think you're most going with this decision on, and I feel like they're wanting me to wrap the reading up right here. I see here at the bottom of the deck we have the forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. If anything, I think that is the biggest hurdle for you to overcome with making this decision, is your own fear of failing in your own mind. I think, you know, if you were to stay where you are or who you're with, that would be the status quo, and you know exactly what's expected of you, and you know how to do it, and you know you can't screw that up, even at the expense of your time, your energy, your resources, your will to live. That seems really dramatic, but that's what's coming through. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like, even at the expense of all of that, at least you know you can do the job, and you know what you're doing, and you don't have a fear of failing or screwing up. But I really believe that this energy is wanting to just assure you that you are the right person for this, you're the best person for this, and you are going to surprise yourself at what a champion you are on this next leg of your journey. It's very meant for you. It's very aligned for you. I have goosebumps again. Like, I feel really excited for this for you. And I feel that this reading is to try and amp up your own, to assure you is what they just said. They want to assure you that this opportunity is meant for you and that you're the person for this and that you can do it. You've got this. Yeah. I feel like this is where they're leaving it, right here. I could keep going on and on. Let me just pull you a rune because I just want to keep going on and on. And then we'll end it there because they're really wanting me to end it there. I can feel it. Yeah, can we have a rune? Let's see, I'll switch the screen here. Spirit, can we have a rune? If they choose to take this path, then what is ahead for them? And we have Dagas. Hang on, I'll get this where you can see it. Dagas is a breakthrough. I'm going to double check my sheet. But Dagas is, breakthrough. Balance point, transformation. This is the breakthrough that you have been asking for. This is it. And that was just even further of a confirmation for me. This is the breakthrough that you have been waiting for and hoping for. And it's coming in for you, Capricorn. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for trusting me with this reading. If this resonated for you, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, the whole spiel. Hyping is a thing now. If you want to hype this video, sharing is really a great way if you know a Capricorn that you think this would resonate with. But more than anything, I'm just grateful that you are here with me. You spent your precious time with me, allowed me into your energy and your spirit team. And I'm very grateful for that. If you want to connect with me further, you can find all that information at my website at theseaowl.com, which is also in the description box down below. And more than anything, please take excellent care of yourself. And I will see you soon. Bye.